but they just don't know.
What I told you, Cutter.
People seen it, but they just don't know. People seen it, but they just don't know.
Huh?
People,
Let's go.
people seen it, but they just don't know. People seen it, but they.
What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Gotti. And here on 910 Sports TV. Once again, first and foremost, want to thank God for having the opportunity to be on here. It's been a couple of weeks since we've been on air. But definitely we're glad to be back. And to keep this thing rocking and rolling. I got my right-hand man, Jacob the Great, in the building. What's going on, fam?
What's up, fam? Glad to be back in the building, and we here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we're gonna get right into it, man. Hey, y'all see it? Y'all see what's in the back there? For you haters. But anyway, hey, I'm gonna tell you what was crazy, bro. So earlier I was in Kroger and I went to Publix to go grocery shopping. And I had my jacket on. And I mean, I ain't thinking nothing of it. I'm just got my jacket on because, most time when I'm home off the road, this is cold, I wear my jacket because I don't take it on the road with me. Whatever. So basically, I'm walking around and about 4 or 5 people walked up to me either saying they so happy for us for making it this far or they rooting for us. I had one guy say, man, I'm a Falcons fan, but I'm rooting for y'all. I had another guy say, man, to be honest with you, I really don't, I'm a Detroit fan. I don't really fool. I hate y'all beat us, but if anybody was to beat us, I'm glad it was y'all. So it was just a lot of people that were showing mad support over it because, my daughter and my son was with me, and they could tell you basically that I'm not lying. That basically people was literally walking up to me like I was on the team and just basically just like showing the support of us finally getting there and, us having a black quarterback and making it this far and the whole thing. And even one white guy, man, did you think y'all was going to win? I was like, be honest with you, bro. I knew we had a legit chance because of the defense on Detroit's side being decimated. And I knew if nothing else, we could score on Detroit. As far as us stopping them, I wasn't sure. But I knew we could score on them, you know what I'm saying, pretty much as we wanted. Yeah, I thought it was, of course I knew it was going to be a shootout. I knew it was going to be a high scoring game like it was. But all I'm going to say, man, is that doggone Jayden Daniels, man, he's something different. And I told you when we first, before the draft, that's who I wanted. I wanted Caleb Williams at first. I ain't going to lie. And then after kind of doing my research on Jayden Daniels and seeing and understanding, like, okay, all the stuff he's been through, I started to sway my opinion, especially when I knew we weren't going to get Caleb Williams because I knew he was going to be a consistent number one. So I said, let me check out that Jayden Daniels to see really, really what he about. And I said, you know what? He battle tested. He played in the SEC. He transferred from Arizona State, so he been through a lot of turmoil. And that's where you can see the maturity in him and where he at right now in his career. So for me, man, I'm super excited for our future. I know you saying you need to see more, but bro, he hasn't had.
Well, I will say this. I ain't gonna say he's the best quarterback in the league, but he's the best quarterback in the playoffs thus far.
Okay, let me kind of clean that up when I said this on Facebook. I said I wouldn't take nobody over him other than Patrick Mahomes as far as my quarterback. I'm not saying right now he's better than Josh Allen. I'm not saying he's better than Lamar Jackson. He still has more.
Lamar who?
Lamar Jackson. I'm not saying Joe Burrow. But I will tell you this much. I wouldn't put him no lower than number 5. You can't tell me you can name whatever quarterback back behind him. I'm not putting him behind. I'm not putting him no lower than 5 right now.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's the lowest I'm getting, and that's me being nice. Because to be honest with you, I've always said that Lamar Jackson. The biggest problem with Lamar Jackson is he's not accurate enough. Lamar Jackson doesn't make the big throw when he always needs to make the big throw. Now, the other night, did he make a comeback drive that they could have tied up and end up winning the game? Yes, he did. But it was mistakes made early in the game. And like Shannon Sharp says, when you turn the ball in the playoffs, that's like double. That's not like the regular season when you do it. So him turning the ball over twice in the first half would put him behind 21 to 10 or whatever it was at the half. So part of that was on him. Yeah, Mark Andrews had the fumble and he dropped the ball right there, and they could have, tied the game up. But let's think about this for a second. Do you really think that Josh Allen wouldn't have got down the field goal range at the least in a minute and 33 seconds with 2 timeouts? I'm not a big, huge Josh Allen fan, but I'm almost certain that he would have got that ball down the field goal range with a minute and 33 seconds to go. I'm almost certain.
Well, I'm going to say this about Josh Allen. He's made the fewest mistakes of any quarterback this year.
Yeah, true.
So, hey man, and he don't got a lot of firepower around him, but he realized that he don't have to be the man to win a ball game. You know what I mean? So he just let his players do what they do, and just let the course of the football game go on, and then he makes adjustments. So that's why he's where he's at, and so.
Yeah.
But I just think the game plan was, you said, if Derrick Henry didn't get off like he normally do, that they would lose, and that's what they did.
Yep. And that's my thing was, when you asked me, you said, are you picking Baltimore because of Derrick Henry or because of Lamar Jackson? And I tell you, I said I'm picking them because of Derrick Henry. I don't trust Lamar Jackson like that. I just don't. And so, because when they first got Derrick Henry, I felt like this was their moment to get over the hump. And then I'm gonna say something. And Wiles is one of those people that kind of said it like Wiles from First Things First. He made a good point. He said John Harbaugh never gets blamed when they lose. They blame Lamar Jackson. They blame the offensive coordinator, the defensive coordinator. They blame everybody else, but John Harbaugh never seems to get any kind of blame when they lose. And so at some point, he have to start being accountable, held accountable for some of these losses. Because the game, to me, at some point, if you got the best running back, probably you got the second best running back in the game right now, behind Saquon Barkley. You know what I'm saying? The man ran for 1,900 yards, which a lot of people don't talk about. But he could have easily broke the record. Think about this now. He ran for 1,900 yards, and it was games where you didn't even let him touch the ball like he should have had. So he probably could have ran for 2,200 yards. He could have broke the record also. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't use Derrick Henry like they're supposed to. So I do feel like to a certain degree, I'm not saying John Harbaugh need to be fired or anything, but I do think he need to hold a little bit more accountability than what it is that the fact that you got a top 5 quarterback and you can't and you barely can get to the AFC Championship game. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got there last year, but how many years we gonna keep saying Lamar Jackson? Oh yeah, he'll eventually get one. Oh, he'll eventually get one. Okay, you keep saying that. You got Bo Nix coming. Like you said, you're a big fan of Bo Nix. You still got Joe Burrow out there. You got Jaden Daniels coming. Now you got Ben Johnson in Chicago. We don't know how that's going to turn around. I just seen on the ticker on ESPN just now that Josh McDaniels is going back to New England to be our OC. You know how he was with Brady. You might be able to do something with Drake May. So you got all these young boys coming up. I know a lot of people not a big fan of Shador and what's my man name? Cam Ward. But who knows? They could come in and light the NFL up. So you can't just keep saying this man gonna get an opportunity. We gotta always remember, me and you old enough to remember that Dan Marino made it to the Super Bowl one time. And he's considered probably top 10 quarterback of all time. But he only made it to the Super Bowl one time, and that was his rookie season. Never made it back. So, or was it rookie season or second season? One of them? I think it was a rookie season.
Yeah, I think so.
He never made it back. I remember that Super Bowl. So, at the end, because I think that was the Super Bowl they lost to Washington, I want to say.
I think so, too.
Yeah, they lost that one to Washington. You know what I'm saying? So, So, matter of fact, that's probably my inauguration year of being a Washington fan. The year they lost to the ball, or Miami lost to the Washington that year. That was my first year being a Washington that year. You know what I'm saying? So, because that was
Yeah,
like
that's
80.
when people noticed who Joe Theismann was.
Yep. Because that was 80. That was 83. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was like 83 when the last time well, not the last time we won, but our third title, I think it was, or whatever it was, a second title. You know what I mean? Because we won again in 91. But oh no, we won in 83, 87, and 91. So that was our first title, I believe I want to say. So so at the end of the day, man, like we can't just assume that it's gonna be they're gonna keep getting back, to these moments. So we're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back here on 910 Sports. Okay, we back here on 910 Sports. We talking about the NFL playoffs. So I mean, let's kind of go over basically like the games. I'll say this. The Chiefs game, we knew how that was gonna turn out. The Eagles, I'm gonna say this, and I'm not gonna make the whole show about us, but I do feel like, okay, this is the way we can win on Sunday. For one, we're gonna have to figure out a way to contain and don't let Saquon Barkley get off. You know what I'm saying? We can't let him have those big 50, 60-yard runs like he did against the Rams. That definitely can't happen. So and Marshawn Lattimore played a lot better against Detroit. So this is what I suggest we do. I would say what we suggest we do when it comes to A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. We double team one and we single cover the other one with our best corner. So I think Centrel's, I think his name is, from Michigan, the rookie, he's been playing outstanding the last few games. So I would say we put him on Devontae Smith and then double team AJ Brown and then mix it up. You know what I'm saying? Mix it up, double team one, and if one of them start to get off or start to have a decided advantage, you double team that one and single cover the other one. And then you put like a zone and zone up the rest of the field. But then at the same time that you kind of put pressure on Jalen Hurts. You almost got to force Jalen Hurts to pass the ball more than let Saquon Barkley get off. Because especially with the fact that Jalen Hurts is kind of injured. He is kind of hurt. Regardless if he plays Sunday or not, he is dealing with a bad knee right now. So he's not going to be able to run and have those scramble plays like he normally does because he's not 100% right now. But we got to force him in the throwing. We can't let them get 8-9 runs a carry. We got to control. We got that defensive front with Jonathan Allen and Daron Payne and Doris Armstrong and Frankie Louva and them guys. They're going to have to corral, and we got to tackle in space. If we tackle in space and maintain and at least keep Saquon Barkley around about 105, 110. If you keep him around about 105, 110 yards, because he's going to have his plays. He's going to have a few 8-9 yard carries. But if you keep him around about 110 to 125, I think we got a legit chance to win the game. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. So that's the way I feel about it.
I watched that Rams game with Philly. Philly ain't really impressed me. I'm gonna tell you why. With all that Saquon did in that game, the Rams still had a chance to win.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so with that being said, man, Matthew Stafford, when he had time, he throwed the ball down the field like clockwork. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so with Scary Terry and Jaden and that number 2 that y'all have, that is the true number 2 now, and with Ertz getting open like he was, they DB's gonna have to play, bro. Like they gotta come to play, and then the defense gotta make, like you said, make Hurts throw that ball. Cause if you make him throw that ball, that's gonna take away from Saquon touches and like yeah, I think y'all got a good chance though. It's gonna be more of an interesting game than people understand.
Yeah, because the thing about what people got to realize too is this is a division game. Anytime you playing a game with somebody in the division, you know each other very well. So you know everybody, each other's tendencies or whatever. So this is one of them games that's going to boil down to more or less how what how you basically execute your plays, how you execute in the game. It's not really about doing anything different that you already do, because we can't really do anything no different than what they're doing, other than how we execute what we're doing. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And we have a turn. You got to think, when we played Philly the last time, we had 5 turnovers in that game and still ended up winning. Regardless of Jalen Hurts was in there or not, we shouldn't have won that game with 5 turnovers. So let's just imagine we go another game like we did the last 2 with no turnovers. You know what I'm saying? So, we would definitely have a legit chance if we went that route. You know what I'm saying? Even if maybe 1 turnover, but we can't have 3 and 4 turnovers against Philly and expect to win, no matter who's out there playing quarterback. You know what I mean? But I definitely think we got a legit chance. And in the second game, I'm gonna say, man, I'm not saying Buffalo got a legit chance, but I'm not betting against my homeboy. And you got to think, last week they beat Houston, and DeAndre Hopkins barely even played. I don't remember seeing Marquise Brown. I think Xavier Worthy was the only receiver that actually caught a pass last week. So I'm almost certain this week DeAndre Hopkins, Marquise Brown, Hollywood Brown, whoever receivers is available is going to be a part of this game more than they was last week. I'm almost positive, because they're not beating Buffalo with receiver making 1 catch, and this kind of like depending on Travis Kelce to kind of make all the plays. They're not winning this game based off of that. So, but I'm taking Kansas City all day. I never bet against my homeboy. You got to prove to me you can beat him. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the playoffs. So I'm going with Kansas City all day.
Well, which is a wise choice, which is a really wise choice. So, with that being said, man, my pick is going to be Washington and Kansas City in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Like I said, based on what I've been seeing, Jaden Daniels is the best quarterback in the playoffs right now.
Yeah.
There ain't no disrespect toward nobody else, man. But listen, man, man, listen. Yeah, he in it to win it.
Yeah. And what's funny is that when they asked the crew this morning on Get Up about who's been playing the best throughout the playoffs, and basically everybody, what's the name? Not Swagoo. What's the other one name? The other black dude name.
I know you're talking about. I've seen it too.
But he basically was saying that it was Jaden Daniels, and basically, really, it ain't even close. And he wasn't saying that he better than these quarterbacks. He just said he been playing the best football. And Dan Orlowski get on my nerves so bad. He like, well, he ain't been playing. You got to think he been playing against terrible defenses, and everybody trying to tell him like that doesn't take away the fact that he still had to do the most. He playing against the worst defenses, but he's asked to do more.
I disagree with that, because you can't have a worse defense and still be there in the playoff running. So the defense may not be good as other defenses, but the defense is one terrible.
Yeah. So, but my thing is, at the end of the day, he still was asked to do more. He's been asked to do more than Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts, especially Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is thrown for like 120 yards in like 2 games. So at the end of the day, like he's definitely asked to do more than those guys. Yeah, he may not have huge numbers as far as passing, but if you look at all the timely plays he's had, all the time, you know what I'm saying, the runs and the passes they went down for 4th down 4 times on on Saturday night. They was 3 for 4 on 4th down. You know what I'm saying? And the one time they didn't get it is because they used Marcus Mariota on the 4th down play on the first one instead of using Jaden Daniels. So and I guess they like, we ain't gonna do that again. But at the end of the day, he's asked to do more of what he's doing, and you cannot tell me. And you got to think too. We're talking about Josh Allen been in the league 6 years. We talking about Patrick Mahomes been in the league 6 years, 5-6 years. We talking about Lamar Jackson been in the league 5-6 years. You know what I mean? So we talking about, who else you gonna say? Even Baker Mayfield. Every quarterback has been in the league.
You know, look, Lamar been in the league 10 years, bro.
Who?
Lamar Jackson.
Well, whatever time he been in the league for a minute. And so you saying that basically you asking a rookie, and you got to think all his games been on the road. So he had 2 hostile games in a row, and Tampa, who beat him 30-7 the first game of the season, and he came back and beat them. And then you go to Detroit, and we know Detroit was rocking and rolling, and he went in there and beat Detroit and beat him like it wasn't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Whether the defense was messed up, everybody got injuries. So at the end of the day, however you look at it, he beat the brakes off of Detroit on Saturday.
I ain't gonna sit here and hold you, man. This right here look like a New York Giants year when Eli Manning went on that road and annihilated everybody. This what this remind me of. So, hey, man, we're gonna see what happens.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back here on 910 Sports. Okay, we back, man. We're gonna get into this college football, man, game last night. And of course, man, it turned out exactly what I thought. You know what I mean? They impressed me the first drive with the way they came out and held the ball for 10 minutes. And I'm not gonna lie, at first I was like, man, hey, they might have a legit chance if they can continue to run the ball, because they punched Ohio State in the mouth in that first quarter. But when you got the best, you pretty much got the best player in the game moving forward in college football in Jeremy Smith. If he basically, you're not going to find too pressed to find two mad body that's going to be better than him over the next 2 years. So, he kind of.
Listen, boy, Smith different, boy. He different, man.
Yeah. So, I mean, they said if he would have came out this year, he might have been the number 1 pick overall. He definitely would have been probably 2 or 3 based on the fact that, depending on if you need a quarterback or not. But they said he definitely would have been no less than top 3. You know what I'm saying? Him and Caleb Downs, the defensive guy on Ohio State. They said both of them would have been top 3, top 5 players in the NFL draft this year. They would have came. Mm-hmm. They was eligible to come out. So just imagine Jeremy Smith. And basically what they saying is even a Buki that plays with him, they saying that basically Jeremy Smith is the best player they probably ever had in Ohio, and better than Marvin Harrison Jr., better than Olave, better than what's the other receiver name?
Man, listen, when you said somebody better than Ted Ginn Jr., oh yeah. Think about Ted Ginn Jr. Ted Ginn Jr. could fly, but he had hands like bricks, boy. That joker he'll fumble something or drop a pass in a minute. You know what I mean? Like he had some nice hands, but I mean he could run the hell out of the ball. And when he caught it, he probably went back 4-2, whatever it was. But that joker hands, oh my God! He gonna drop 2 or 3 long bombs in a game. That's the only problem. Junior, you know what I mean, or whatever. So, but it kind of turned out the way I thought it would. I'm happy for Marcus Freeman and them because they showed fight. Because when they got down 31-7, it could have been one of them games that could have got away from them. They could have lost like 45 or 52-10 or something crazy like that. But they hung. They came back. They fought, and they made it interesting to the end. So I give them credit for that because they really was undermanned. Like Notre Dame really ain't had no business even being in this game. And we'll see what's gonna happen and moving forward. But anyway, man, the next topic I'm gonna get into with this Prime situation. And that's more up your alley. Whether or not I'm gonna just ask you straightforward. Do you think Prime gonna get to go to Dallas, and do you want Prime in Dallas? Nah, man. I would rather see Prime in college grooming them young men.
Okay. Me personally,
That's
um,
that's more important to me than him going to Dallas, man. Just groom these young men, making men out of them, while they're excelling in football, but still grooming young men, making men out of them, helping them be productive citizens of society, man. And Prime is like more than a coach to me. Prime is a teacher or mentor. He a father figure. He a coach, and that's what these kids need in college nowadays, especially with them making so much money.
yeah, okay. Um, I kind of agree with you.
And Jerry made his own bed, so his old ass need to just wallow in the mud that he made. You know what I mean? I don't think nobody need to bail Jerry out. You did the shit, Jerry.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, I say this. Um, I would say it would be a good fit only if Jerry would get out of the way and allow Prime to be Prime. If you don't allow Prime to be Prime and he still want to make it about himself, then I would say no to the whole thing. But if he let Prime be Prime, I think he can actually make something happen. And because one thing with Prime, he's gonna hold everybody accountable. Whether it's Dak making a bad throw, whether it's Michael Parsons, you know what I mean, or whatever, not making plays when he need to make plays, whether it's whoever, you know what I'm saying? So the thing, and then I got to think, I got to figure out certain players because I think if y'all lose DeMarcus Lawrence, I think that's going to be a big blow to y'all too. I know y'all got the other guy coming back next year, so that may be help. What's his name? The guy injured?
Overshawn.
Oh yeah. So I think he could be a decent replacement for DeMarcus Lawrence, but I just think that may hurt a little bit. I'm not sure if y'all bringing y'all defensive coordinator back.
Hey man, but you know who was my favorite defensive player as far as young boy this year?
Who's that?
That dude that played for LA Rams, last name Verse.
Oh yeah, Javon. Verse. Well, I think he's from Florida State. I think.
Man.
Yeah.
Man.
I think he's from Florida State.
Man,
yeah,
he terrorized backfields this year. I mean, just simply terrorized backfields.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Javon curses the truth. He definitely kept the Rams in the game. The other day with against the Eagles. I think the main thing, if that game would have been played in like warm weather or better weather, I think the Rams might have had a legit chance of pulling that game out.
Can you imagine Verse and Aaron Donald in there together?
Oh, that'd have been nasty. That'd have been nasty. You know what I mean? That would have been nasty. But that's the thing, man. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm not a fan. I know a lot of people are, but I'm not a fan of playing football in snowy and rainy weather. I'm just not a fan. You know what I mean? I just think because you're not seeing the best of both teams. I like to see teams when they're at their best. I don't want to see teams when they hindered. And I know some people say, well, that's the whole thing about getting home field advantage. You playing in New York or you playing Green Bay or whatever. You can make a team come play in your type of weather. I understand cold weather. If it's 10 degrees or whatever, I get that. It is what it is. But I'm talking about that snowy, slushy, rainy, windy type weather. I don't like football in that. I just don't.
You're right, man, because all the money that Eagles organization is making, man, you man, come on, man. You should let your boys play in, this is a playoff game, man. So it's like I even think if it was not snowing, that this game would have been a different outcome.
Yeah. Because I think you should. I think if anything, every stadium should have a be like almost like a dome stadium,
right?
Where you can have it open if the weather is decent enough for it, but close it up if it's too crazy. Like if it's super windy where you can't even throw the ball. What's that game? Remember that one year when Brady was playing? I forgot who they was playing against, and the wind was so bad that Brady even You know what I'm saying? Those type of games, I just when you talking about 40, 50 mile winds, I think them the type of games is like, nah, that ain't the type of, weather you should be playing in. And then when it's snowy, I just think snowy weather is too much of a health risk at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So you trying to run. It's hard trying to run and keep yourself from getting injured in regular weather. Now you trying to run and try to keep your balance in snowy weather, and you could tear ACL or Achilles or do whatever you know what I mean? I don't know. I would probably have to look it up to see what's the percentage of players getting hurt in bad weather versus, perfect weather. You know what I mean? Right. But I feel like it's just something that, and I know Buffalo built on another stadium, and they could have decided to do a dome stadium, but from what I chose outside stadium because of the what you call the advantage that they would have over other teams. And I get it, if you live in that weather, you used to it, that's one thing. But to ask grown men to play in that type of weather week in and week out like that, you know what I'm saying, especially if you're not used to it, that to me, that's just too much to ask. And to me, I just feel like, you just don't get the best out of that when that happens. So anyway, man, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back on 910 Sports. All right, we back. We know what else is there to get into? You know what I mean? You got a sports topic you want to get into?
Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler.
What you think he's going? I think he's gonna go to Phoenix.
You think he's gonna? At this point, but for who?
You know what I mean? It's gonna be Bradley Beal and a few more other players, man. But he don't want to be in Miami, and I don't think Pat Riley want him there no more. So,
both of them kind of made it clear that he's gone. It's just a matter of trying to find a suitor that wants to, because he still owed $50 million. So who's going to want that $50 million if he doesn't decide it? Because he'd have to almost agree to tear up his contract at the end of the season, because he got to opt out. He can opt in for next season for that $50 million. So he have to opt out and then sign a new contract for maybe.
I don't really think he cared at this point. What do you think?
Because I know everybody said, well, if he got the money, he would be happy. But I think too much damage has been done. I think too much has been said on Pat Riley's side. He's not showing any kind of loyalty towards Jimmy Butler. And I think Jimmy Butler's feelings are hurt at this point. So I don't think...
We already know Pat Riley's not a loyal dude.
No. So I think because the way he did Dwayne... If you do Dwayne Wade the way he did Wade, what Jimmy Butler think was going to happen with him when he got old? You know what I'm saying? And the same thing was going to happen to him when he got older. And,
right.
You know what I'm saying? And I just think at this point, Miami is and like everybody said, like, oh man, well he tried to get Damian Lillard. I don't think he tried hard enough to get Damian Lillard. When he put out what he was asking for, and they asked what they was asking for, or whatever, what they want, and he didn't like the trade option, he just let it go. Okay, well, y'all not giving me what we want, or whatever, vice versa. So we not gonna when he said what we willing to give up to get Dame, and they didn't bite on it, he just moved on. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is he had a chance, I think, to get Kevin Durant when he was a free agent. Not the trade for him when he was a free agent. He didn't go after Kevin Durant hard enough. He could have probably did the same thing with Kevin Durant that he did with Wade and Bron and them. He could have said, you know what? Kevin Durant probably could have easily went to Kyrie Irving and said, you know what, man, let's go down to Miami. You know what I mean, or whatever, and play with Jimmy, or play, and put a team together where it could have been maybe Bam, Jimmy, or Kevin Durant, or it could have been, I don't know what kind of money they had at the time, because I think at the time Bam wasn't making no big money yet, so you probably could have signed all three of them. You probably could have had all three of them up under thing, because I think at the time when Kevin Durant could have went to Miami, I think Bam was still under his rookie contract or something. You know what I mean? So you probably could have had Bam, you know what I'm saying, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and Jimmy Butler at that time. You know what I mean? If they really would have, try hard enough or whatever. But I just feel like at the end of the day, he just, it's either his way, it's my way or the highway type deal. And I would say at this point, it could be Phoenix. It's a slight chance it could be Golden State, but I know that Curry said he don't want them basically selling the farm to get whatever they need to get. If they have to wait till the offseason, that's fine. Now I did see a report earlier today that LaMelo Ball possibly could get traded to the Lakers, and they were saying for Dalton Connect, Rui, a couple of first-round picks.
Man, just get rid of LeBron. Just get rid of LeBron, bro.
That's what I said. To me, I don't care about the Lakers. So at the end of the day, I'm like, I would rather see LeBron go somewhere else than them keep trying to put a team around LeBron. I would rather see him go and play for a contender, and then instead of you keep trying to force these players, force these,
because everybody can't play with him, bro, and that's a fact.
No, you're right. You're right. You know what I mean? But I think LaMelo Ball could. I think he could. I mean, if you had AD, LeBron, and LaMelo, I think you give yourself a legit chance to definitely win. I will say that much. You know what I mean? I will say that much. If you get them three players, and this would have happened. Now let's just say you had Austin Reeves, and I've always told you what I thought about Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves is really like a number 4. He's not a 3. He's a 4. So let's say you had AD, LeBron, LaMelo Ball, and Austin Reeves. Now, there's 2 things that happen. One, now you got you a legit number 3 player that can give you 30 every night, 25 to 30. It's only a couple of players in the league that can do that. Now LeBron can really almost play like a point guard role where you'll see him almost averaging a triple-double every night. He'll have more energy because you're not putting everything on him. And you might possibly even have a closer in LaMelo Ball. So between LaMelo Ball and then LaMelo Ball he mad young. The dude only 23 years old. So just imagine, let's say LeBron after next year he retires. Now you got LaMelo Ball, you got AD for a couple of more years. And then after that, you can start building your team around a hometown hero. LaMelo Ball is from LA. So now you can build a team around LaMelo Ball. So it's a win. So if Jenny Buss was thinking, her and Rob Pelinka, I would do whatever I can to get LaMelo Ball there. Whether you win or not this year. It's not even about winning a championship right now. If you could get LaMelo Ball back in LA, you know how much money you're going to make off of LaMelo Ball? Charlotte don't even know what they really have. They're not even set up right to make the money, to make the money they can do around. Because if you put LaMelo Ball in New York, you put him in LA, you put him in one of these high markets, not only he'll make a lot of money, people going to pay to come see him play. So you put LaMelo Ball, and just imagine you say, okay, we're going to put LaMelo Ball here. Now the off season, what you call it? What's his name? His brother, Lonzo Ball. He a free agent. Now you bring him back to LA. Now you got the Ball boys, and you got LeVar. Whether you like it or not, you got LeVar Ball chirping again. They're gonna be on TV every day, regardless of the day.
And then you got the other brother just signed a $13 million deal with Def Jam.
Exactly. So now you bring him just out of kicks and greens. You know what I'm saying? You know how you got like Giannis' brother on Milwaukee? You signed the third brother just cause. Just you signed the third brother just for marketing purposes. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then just throw them out there on the court with the rest of them just to see how it work out. Just to see how they play together. You know what I'm saying? Because I guarantee you, Magic probably would do something like that. If Magic was there, I guarantee you Magic like, if nothing else, we can make some money off of this. We might not win a championship, but we can do something with this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's not the worst thing in the world if you got the other Ball brother coming off the bench. You got Lonzo backing up LaMelo coming off the bench when he resting. You know what I'm saying? And then every now and then put them out there together. I don't know if Alonzo Ball, I know at one time he was pretty good on defense. So now if you get him out there and he a little bit better defensively, you just never know what could happen. But I just think it from a marketing point and from the fact that you're gonna get 25 to 30 every night from LaMelo. Oh man, I'd be there made that trade tonight. Ain't no way in the world I would make that trade. Especially for what you giving up. If they talk about 2 first-round picks, Rui Hachimura, I think they said don't. As much as I like Dalton Connect, they're not really even using them like they're supposed to. I would give that up. You can find another shooter. You know what I'm saying? You can find another shooter in the draft or whatever. You can find more shooters. You know what I'm saying? But you can't find like LaMelo Ball every day. You know what I mean? And it's going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, yeah, I would definitely jump on that all day long. You know what I mean? So anyway, we're gonna take one last break and we be right back here on 910 Sports. Okay, we back. We in our last few minutes of the show. Great show. Great return show that we had tonight. So basically I'm trying one last topic we could get into right quick or tap into. Oh, well, I was gonna ask you about this. So I was watching a little bit of that new league, and it's kind of weird because it's a 3-on-3 women's basketball league. I know Brittany Griner was in it. And what's the other center? I forgot her name.
Brittany Griner should be playing with LeBron then.
You stupid. But yeah, Brittany Griner was in the league, and I forgot the other center. I was watching the game last night. It came on last night. About 8. It was 8. It was last or the night before last. I think was it last night? I think it was last night. And it came on at 8:00 on TNT. But it's a 3-on-3 basketball league because I know even was talking about they might want to invest in it. Paul Pierce and them, but not Paul Pierce, but Vince Carter and I think it was somebody else saying they might want to invest in the league. But what you think about that? About the 3-on-3 women's football? I never heard of it.
I don't really know yet, man. I gotta see how it's gonna go. But if it's gonna keep them girls from going overseas and keep them playing in the U.S., I'm all for it. Because a lot of chicks are scared to go overseas because of the whole Brittany Griner thing. So we're gonna see.
And that's what they said when I saw them talking about it. That's what they said. They said basically this is supposed to be a replacement for them having to go overseas, or whatever, so they can stay home off season. So have to be, the fans in America getting behind it, because right now the fans they're getting a little bit better with the women, with the WNBA, especially with you got and Caitlin Clark and you got Angela Reese, and I think when Juju Watkins get there, I think when she gets to the league, that's gonna heighten some fans that want to come and watch. Especially now I feel like the tournament now, when the NCAA tournament comes around for the women, you definitely get more eyeballs on the tournament, even more than I think you do with the guys now. To see how Juju and them gonna do in the tournament and whatever. And then South Carolina with Dawn Staley and her swag, people will be watching all that kind of stuff. So I do believe that the league can be successful, but it just more or less. I watched the other night, man, it probably wasn't a lot of fans there, but anything like that, you got to give it time to grow, and then hopefully it'll grow enough where people get behind enough, they get enough sponsors and people behind it where they can make some money, you know what I mean, or whatever, to be able to make it grow and it won't, go out of business or go bankrupt too fast. So, but anyway, man, like I said, great show. Basically, it's top of the year, so we about to go back full throttle. And what I'm saying, I appreciate everybody that's continue to support us and watch what we're doing. We will have our new co-host on episode, Mike Quick, or whatever. So I'm gonna get him this week, and hopefully he'll be on our next episode here on 910 Sports TV. And everybody have a blessed one. Catch y'all on the next one.
Peace.
Peace.